Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So, I just finished watching the new Cheaper by the Dozen, which is a reboot of the reboot of the original reboot. Which is a reboot of the original, which I believe was which the original, I believe, if I'm wrong on this one, I believe the original came out in 1970 something. And yes, I've seen all three versions. I haven't seen the 70s one in a really long time. But the one I am most familiar with is the 05, the 03, 05 one, and this one. But that's the most recent one I've seen. But this Cheaper by the Dozen is different from the other Cheaper by the Dozens. Yes, it follows the Bakers. I mean, every Cheaper by the Dozen movie follows the Baker family. And yes, there are 12, but this one is different. This is vastly different than the 03, 05 one and the 70s one. This one has Gabrielle Union, which, let's all face it, she's a great actress. TV actress, movie actress, big screen and little screen. She's fantastic. I freaking love her. She's one of my many favorite female actresses. And yes, I kind of grew up watching her in what's that cheerleader movie? That cheerleader movie. Bring It On. I grew up watching her in Bring It On. Actually, I kind of grew up watching all the Bring It Ons. No, but seriously, there are so many Bring It Ons. And there are so many freaking, there are a lot of Cheaper by the Dozens. You have, I think the 70s made it up to like 6, maybe 9 films. The early 2000s made it up to 2 films. Maybe this one can make it one step further, or maybe 12 steps further. But no, it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. It's interesting to see a different cast of people playing the Bakers, and each one plays to their strengths. You know, you have the athlete, which I believe is common throughout the Cheaper by the Dozen franchise, or whatever you want to call it, reboot franchise, the Cheaper by the Dozen franchise, or whatever. But, I mean, in my mind, I think each Cheaper by the Dozen movie, it stands out on its own, you know. You have, and maybe they're the same plot. Maybe they show a different Baker family. Probably, yeah. But are they all pretty much set in the same universe? I think so. I mean, could it be considered a reboot? Probably. Could the other ones be considered continuations off of the original? Most likely. Because Baker I think is a pretty popular last name. But I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's funny. Some of those jokes do not really land as well, but most of the time the jokes do. And the beauty of this reboot, maybe continuation off of the other off of the other Cheaper by the Dozen movies, is that it has a mixed-race family. And that is something I don't think has ever happened or has happened in the Cheaper by the Dozen franchise. I really like this one because it's different from the others. It's not so plain, you know. Yeah, the jokes. Yeah, it's a family comedy, but the jokes do kind of land when it hits, you know, when they land. And it's so different because you have the father raising his kids from his first marriage. You have the mother raising her kids from her first marriage, and them making another set of family, you know, raising their younger kids, you know. From this marriage, and you have the ex-wife always coming in and babysitting the little kids. You have the athlete father who's been in and out of their life, the other children's marriage, or the other children's lives from the previous marriage, coming in and out, you know, still popping in and whatnot. And that is vastly different, because you see a dynamic. You see more of a family dynamic, you know. It's not that, like, clear cut, you know, where one man and one woman stay together and raise 12 kids, you know, with each with their own personalities and interests and dislikes and whatnot. This one is vast. You can tell it takes a different turn. The father is a small restaurant owner / sauce extravagant did I say that right? Extravagantor. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that wrong, but hey, at least it's for your entertainment. But no, it's a really good movie. This Cheaper by the Dozen. And it's different from the others, Will there be a sequel? I don't really know. Maybe, who knows? But it is a pretty good movie, nonetheless. Nonetheless. But it's not bad. It's different in its own way, but it's a good different in its own way. Heck, I like it. I love it. I loved this movie. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I like the take it has. I like the new, fresh take on what it is to have a family, and what it means to be a family, and that's the beauty thing of these family movies, You can see different aspects of what it means to have a family, to be a family member, or to be a family, And the great part about this movie and how different it is they have 11 kids, and they took in the cousin, and the cousin is perceived to be the thief, the outcast, the shunned, But at the end of the day, it is a family movie, and everybody pulls through together, because in a family movie film, that's the trope, But each family movie has to have something different than the others that came before it, And this one is vastly different, because I believe, if my memory serves me correct, or if my memory serves me wrong, the two Cheaper by the Dozen movies that came before this one were both white family members, And with this, you see a different aspect. You have an Indian kid who got adopted, And you have the cousin looking out for the adopted cousin. You have step siblings. You have blood siblings, regular siblings. And you have half siblings, all living in this one room, or this one house. And things get hectic. And you have a mixed race family, a double mixed race family, with a mixed race family dynamic and diversity, which is a great thing to show and depict for families that are like that. You know, diverse in culture, background, bloodline, genetics, and who do have families like that. And that's the beauty of this Cheaper by the Dozen franchise. If you watched it or haven't watched it yet, and you hate it, don't hate it because it takes a different approach and it shows a different Baker family because of that. And if you do like it because of the different approach it took and so on and so forth, then like it, you know, to each their own, but I'm gonna like it. I do have my dislikes about it, but I'm not really gonna get into that because I don't like to talk about that because it's a movie, you know. At the end of the day, what mattered is that I was entertained by the movie, you know, and that's all that truly matters. If you were entertained by the movie, then that's the only thing that truly matters, you know, is that you were being entertained by the movie and by me reviewing this movie. But honestly, I loved it. I really did like it. It's a good movie to watch or check out, you know. If you like diversity and a different take on the original or the ones that came before it. That's all I have to say pretty much about the movie, but that's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.